Before we start the video, I want you to subscribe to the best Telegram channel at the first link in the description, where we show our earnings on cryptocurrencies, and not only. Our capital that we manage is more than $3 million. Thanks for subscribing. Also in the description is a links to verified exchanges when you register, on which you get a welcome bonus from me. Let's get to the video. Can cryptocurrency face the threat of complete destruction, collapse? We all understand that at any moment, the situation in the cryptocurrency market could get worse. But have you ever wondered how much worse it could get? Could cryptocurrency completely devalue? Of course, the cryptocurrency world is huge. It consists of thousands of different coins, cryptocurrency exchanges, mining centers, and so on. But is this world really big enough to go bankrupt? There are about 20,000 cryptocurrency coins today. And according to cryptocurrency aggregators, about 2,500 cryptocurrency coins are already dead. But it's not the demise of these 2,500 coins that is the main reason for the problems in the cryptocurrency market. The disappearance of a certain number of coins, and even if that number is in the thousands, does not have such a huge impact on the entire industry. Therefore, when it comes to such a concept as too big to fail, first of all, this, of course, refers to the founder of the entire cryptocurrency world, Bitcoin. The first cryptocurrency acts as a kind of benchmark, an indicator of the health of the entire cryptocurrency market. Because Bitcoin can survive the death of 1,000 other coins without any serious consequences. But how many other coins can survive the demise of Bitcoin? I think you are well aware that the demise of a major cryptocurrency will take absolutely the entire cryptocurrency industry with it. This means that in the cryptocurrency world, Bitcoin is just too big to fail, meaning it is too big to fail. But I assume you've guessed that before. So, the much more interesting question is, what would happen to the world economy if Bitcoin, and after it, the whole cryptocurrency industry, suddenly depreciated and fell to zero? So, too big to fail. This phrase, the Obama administration used as the main argument for a financial bailout in 2008 during the collapse of the economy, when there was a risk of bankruptcy of the largest, systemically important, global enterprises. The logic here is clear. The government could have turned a blind eye to everything that was going on, but the collapse of such large and systemically important organizations would have dragged the entire world economy into the pit. But if you put the cryptocurrency industry in the place of these enterprises, would its collapse lead to the collapse of the global economy? Or as such, should we not expect any impact at all? According to Crypto.com, about 3 million people currently own cryptocurrency. The global market capitalization is currently at just over $800 billion. And the dominance of Bitcoin, that is, the ratio of capitalization of Bitcoin to the capitalization of other cryptocurrencies, is about 40%. If Bitcoin were to depreciate to zero in any way, it would immediately destroy faith in the entire cryptocurrency industry. But it's not even about the Bitcoins themselves or other cryptocurrencies, and it's not about the owners of those coins. For a better understanding, let's take the automobile industry, for example. Imagine if the Mercedes automobile no longer existed. Yes, this may not bother the government of this or that country on a global level. But what is far more serious is that all the people who make these cars will lose their jobs. All the people who work in Mercedes showrooms will lose their jobs. And all the people who service these cars will also lose their jobs. So, getting back to cryptocurrency, I want to point out that according to Forbes, there are about 600 cryptocurrency exchanges around the world. The collapse of the cryptocurrency industry would make these exchanges simply useless, which would subsequently lead to the loss of tens of thousands of jobs. This could also include all the people who make money from mining. Because the collapse of cryptocurrency will certainly lead to the fact that almost 1 million miners will be forced to find a new source of income. And even despite the fact that cryptocurrency was born not so long ago and that now it is still at the initial stage of development, it has already managed to penetrate into our life and become a part of many economic processes. Therefore, the collapse of the cryptocurrency industry is bound to have a negative impact on the economy. And since this is the case, let's try to understand. If there are risks of cryptocurrency collapse, will the government intervene? And will it provide its help to save the cryptocurrency industry from collapse and thus keep the global economy from new turmoil? But first, let's break down another very important point. Bitcoin is to some extent a currency, and the stability of any currency depends on consumer confidence, on political state, and economic indicators. If we look at fiat currencies, they usually lose their stability and trust among people after a period called hyperinflation. Hyperinflation does not mean 10, 20, or 30% per year. Hyperinflation is when prices can go up 100% a year or 50% a month. And if a currency is not tied to a physical asset, like gold, then it has no natural limit on its value falling. And, at the moment, that is true for all fiat currencies in the world. But what does that have to do with Bitcoin? The thing is, when it comes to Bitcoin, hyperinflation is impossible. That is, the biggest threat that conventional currencies face cannot happen to Bitcoin, because one of the main ideas behind cryptocurrencies is precisely to overcome all the failures and shortcomings of traditional currencies. Cryptocurrency is precisely designed not to fail, while overcoming all the shortcomings of fiat money. And now, let's get back to the original question. So, let's assume that there is some huge glitch in the network, causing the entire cryptocurrency market to crash. Is cryptocurrency big enough for the government to step in and save it? There are many different opinions on this, but most of them agree in the answer that no. The government would not take any emergency measures to save investors during such a collapse. Let's just look at history. In 2008, the fourth largest investment bank in the world, Lehman Brothers, filed for bankruptcy. This situation brought down all of the world's financial markets, and at least 20,000 people lost their jobs. But no financial help was given by the government. No attempt was made to save the situation. And this, despite the fact that a week before this collapse, the government took control of the largest USA mortgage agencies, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And the same week Lehman Brothers collapsed, they provided help and saved the largest international insurance and financial corporation, American International Group, from collapse. So why was Lehman the only one left without government support? One of the main reasons is interconnectedness. It was later found that American International Group was so interconnected with all the other financial and economic structures that its collapse would have caused a real-world upheaval. Therefore, when answering the question of whether a cryptocurrency is big enough to go bankrupt, there are two main points to be made. One, is it interconnected enough with the rest of the economy? And two, does the government care enough to keep it from collapsing? The thing is, the collapse of cryptocurrency is unlikely to lead to the collapse of the global financial system because, as I noted earlier in this video, cryptocurrency, at this stage of its development, is still in this quite embryonic state. And, at the same time, it has not yet had time to become thoroughly entrenched in the most significant economic processes. At the moment, it is not yet very active in interacting with the real world. So, does the government really care about keeping cryptocurrency prices high and keeping it from collapsing? The fact is that the government of either country cannot take full control of cryptocurrency. They can't control it in the same way that, for example, they can't control fiat money. So, the collapse of cryptocurrency would just mean that the government would just have one less thing to worry about. So, in this situation, we have two pieces of news, one good news and one bad news. The bad news is that the government probably won't make any meaningful effort to save the crypto industry in the event of some kind of collapse, at least for now. But the good news is that cryptocurrency, and especially Bitcoin, were literally designed not to fail, while eliminating all the risks and shortcomings of traditional currencies.